Be me. Mid-2018, 16. Decide to go for a long walk through the hellhole I live in to take my mind off shitty breakup. Discover massive loop road at the center of my suburb, half of which is densely forested, which is weird, because I live in a semi-arid former rural area on the outskirts of Sydney. Upon closer inspection there appears to be an abandoned house deep within the woods, but it's fenced off so can't explore. Decide I'll look into it some other time and keep pressing on. Follow the creek that runs through the loop road, causing the forest. Follow it as far as I can down a really long side road. Eventually there's no more houses, just a weird shed at the end of the road and a wide open clearing on my left. Went wandering through the clearing to see if I could get onto another road through it. Shitpants.exe. Deep fucking hole. Small child's shoe next to it, covered in cobwebs. Nope, the fuck outta there, forgot to call the police, I need to go back and see if it's still there. Not like they'll come though, I've called the cops around here before and they straight up just don't fucking come. In the intervening years since then I found more creepy shit. More abandoned houses than I thought. Dilapidated fairground. Random stretches of untouched land amidst swaths of overdeveloped residential estates. So many massive dead trees. A distant burnt-out car chassis in the middle of one of these random stretches of land. But worst of all. Be me, a couple of months ago. Either 18 or 19 at that point, can't remember, was around my B-day. Brother and I bored of hanging at Kiddie Park with family, say we're going for a walk. Beeline to the abandoned houses. Huge piles of trash outside, bits of cars. Snagged myself a PS1 and a welding helmet, cash money. Brother notices a gravel road, we follow it into the woods to a clearing, get uneasy and soon leave. Brother stepped in a rabbit hole or a foxhole and nearly fucked his ankle. Walk out of the woods, already a bit shaken up. We start heading home to dump the shit I found when we smell something horrible. Look around. Black bin bag on the walking track next to us, on the side of the road, on the bridge over the creek. There's something rotting sticking out, there's heaps of KFC packets lying around so my immediate assumption is some fuckwit dumped a bin bag worth of KFC, explaining the beige mushy mass protruding from it. Wait a fucking second. Spot a motherfucking jawbone sticking out of the mush. Realize it's not KFC, it's a fucking rotten skull. A cow skull mind you, but still a horrifying surprise, particularly since it was still partly coated in putrefied flesh. Brother and I nearly throw up and we start running home, warning passing strangers not to walk that way. According to my brother who goes to school on the other end of that loop road, the skull is still there, sitting on the side of the road. That's all there really is, because I've had so many creepy experiences here I've been loath to explore too much more, but having lived in this place for 3 years now, I can honestly say it's truly hell. Some other more minor shit I've witnessed around here includes random roads that should continue all the way through, are actually two dead-end streets that line up with one another, a huge pain when walking around at night. Foxes screaming at 3 a.m., sounding like humans. At least I hope it was the foxes. All the domestic violence cases I've overheard. I swear there was also some fucker who beat their old dog. Every now and then at random points in the day we'd hear an old dog a few blocks away rhythmically yelping, yowling and crying. Outside of the, mostly, inaccessible forest areas, there's almost no trees, just weeds everywhere. There's something like 20,000 houses in the suburb but it feels like at most 40 of them are actually inhabited. Most people around here are recluses who rarely leave the house, and when they do they act like you don't exist and entirely ignore you. The stray cats, which are usually extremely friendly to me despite showing massive injuries, who consistently end up disappearing shortly after I befriend them, sometimes turning up dead on the sides of the road. The refrigerators. Dear God, why are there fucking refrigerators in the middle of the road? They're everywhere too. Pic related, took the photo while night walking one night. The bogan douchebag with a rusty shipping container on his property who likes to come out and harass passing pedestrians for no real reason. The thick fog that descends at night, and in winter during the day too. The constant stench of lantana. The startling number of magpies that randomly appeared, working on befriending them though. And most fucking annoyingly, every night at 4 a.m. without fucking fail this massive retarded bird swoops past my bedroom window and makes the loudest most retarded noise which I've never heard any other bird make. Save me from this fucking hell, brothers, I need out of this shithole. Oh fuck, and I forgot to mention. Within walking distance of a massive cemetery. Second last stop on the train line. Occasionally the train skips my stop for no reason at all, usually late at night, resulting in getting stranded at the end of the line at the cemetery. A very unsettling experience late at night. It's just no fun. Goddamn, another thing I forgot to mention. So most people pretend you don't exist. A very small percentage of people are friendly, like the imams I meet whenever I'm out at sunrise. They walk to the mosque and always greet me kindly, or the old Asian man with the crippled old chihuahua who he cradles in his arms and takes on walks around the suburb so that the old pup can still get out and about even though its legs don't work. But then, like the bogan, there's an equal-sized proportion of people who are just inexplicably openly hostile. Back to 2018. Still in high school. Walking home, some crazy fucker mounts the footpath and starts driving straight towards me. I don't flinch and keep walking, they swerve back off the footpath and drive away. Over the next few months have more random encounters with this guy. Turns out it's the Lebanese guy who lived behind my house at the time. Each random encounter involved shit like him pulling up and slowly driving alongside me while grinning at me, or him madly swerving at me while I'm the footpath and then pulling away just before it was going to hit me. And apparently he was doing it to my brother too, who was going to a different school to me. Got super fucking mad that he'd been fucking with my little brother, so I began carrying a brick in my pocket from then on. Unfortunately though, I never got the chance to put it through his windshield, as soon after he moved out. Good riddance, I suppose. Got replaced by a family with an abusive father though. Had some other really weird neighbors here too. Most notably the house on the corner of the street always attracts the weirdest people. At one point it was populated by a massive Maori family. At another point it became a share house for a bunch of mid-20 stoners. This was the weirdest group. They ended up getting evicted because they barred entry to the real estate agent at all inspections. So just before they got evicted. Be me, last year, on my gap year, so neating it up. Look out my bedroom window after waking up at like 1 p.m. and notice a bunch of small dogs wandering the street. Pull clothes on, head outside. They're unusually hostile and consistently retreat to the house on the corner. Figured it must be their home. Dogs slipping in and out of fences isn't uncommon. A small poodle once slipped under our fence, somehow befriended our extraordinarily territorial and aggressive dog, legendarily known for biting my ex's behind. Noticed smoke streaming from the bathroom window and a car in the driveway, so I was fairly sure the stoner faggots were home. Knock on the door and call out something like, "Hey, your dogs got out, can you please bring them in before they get hurt?" Immediately fucking drowned out by the sounds of what must have been at least 14 dogs all rushing to the front door and barking at me. There were so many of them, others spilled out into the living room and barked at me through the window. Why the fuck were there so many fucking dogs living in one house? And why were those faggots not answering the doorbell? Didn't get my answers straight away, and I wasn't able to help the dogs get back inside. A few days later my mum noticed a sheet of paper taped to their door, so I went and checked it out. Aforementioned eviction notice. Most likely they were pretending they weren't home in case I was the landlord. Stoner dumbasses didn't seem to notice the smoke and the car were a dead giveaway though. Anyway, that's all I can remember now.